Ready?
Always.
To rumble.
This is going to be a rumble.
It is.
I know, this is like...
This is heavyweight rumble.
Yeah.
Welcome to Curiosity Public Dutch. Jules.
And as always, delightful, happy Dylan.
And welcome to yet another episode of our Bourbon Contender.
No, it's the Contender.
Bourbon.
No, the Contender Bourbon Edition.
No, it's actually the Bourbon Contender.
No,
because
the
I've done the titles
Contender
already and I'm not going to change them.
No, you have to change it.
Anyway, the show is called The Bourbon Contender, and in this episode, we're launching into the heavyweight class for a no-holds-barred heavyweight
Heavy
This
hit.
is my.
Yeah, we're in Dylan territory.
Yeah.
We're in Dylan territory. So, speaking of weight classes, Jules, tell everybody about our bourbon weight classes.
All right, we do have 3 classes that span from welter proof, goes from 80 to 99. Middle proof,
Middleweight.
100 to 119. And heavy at 120 and up.
And we are in, today, heavyweight territory.
Heavy.
So 120 proof
So no limit.
on up. No limit.
Once you
I
go
mean,
up,
is
120.
the higher proof always going to win?
Right.
Are the lower proof ones going to be winners because you can get more subtlety? Or are the higher proof ones just going to blow? We don't know. That's why we're doing this.
Yeah.
And we've each selected a bourbon to put into the ring today, and we're going to reveal them right now. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first,
Dylan, why don't you go first?
because I like to lead, right? So now, I will once again weave a tale. Do you have 20 minutes? No. So
I'll edit it down to 30 seconds.
you might be thinking, oh, Mr. Dylan, for example, no relation, rest in peace, would have picked something like George C. Stagg, right? But that's really
Cheating.
not available.
Today.
And I wanted to, I'm always defending the people, right? The joy of bourbon. And so I was thinking, then what? Stagg Jr.? Well, that's not even available these days.
Yeah.
Other versions of, BTAC or Buffalo Trace Antique Collection, William LaRue Weller. With the Elijah Craig's, do I go with,
How long is this?
some other version, like
2 months
special
later.
releases? I mean, you had a lot of different things. It's a joy to drink. And I thought I'd bring the quintessential bourbon, Jack Daniels, Tennessee whiskey,
Barrel proof.
barrel proof.
Good choice. What's the proof on that one?
Yeah, this one is 128. It's super low.
So that's right in our proof range.
But this is actually, I did it on purpose because I felt like in order to compete,
give us a chance?
Yeah, and compete well.
What a cool guy.
I mean, because I was thinking Coy Hill, just bringing Coy Hill, right? But I think you guys would automatically identify it. And so it works against me in this group here because they're spiteful,
Know
right?
your audience.
They'll identify my pick and they'll choose it despite being the superior one. So I have to try to figure out a balance between. I have to kind of be subtle
I think
enough,
I think we get
but
the
it's
point.
good. So I decided to pick this subdivision of bourbon called Tennessee whiskey.
All right. Okay. All right, Jules. What do you got?
Let's see. What do I have here? Bam.
Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. Good choice.
Are you gonna explain why?
No.
You're gonna let the bourbon talk for itself.
Exactly.
Well put, Jules. Well, let's clarify for
yeah.
everybody. This is batch B520, which comes in at 127 proof. A good
That's
batch.
the one you drink all the time.
It's a good batch. It's a good batch. All right, and I picked actually something right around the same proof point. One of my go-tos, Woodford batch proof.
Of course.
At 128.3. I think this was the 20. Is this the 2021, or is this 2020? I don't remember.
Did you try to pick that thinking that I was gonna pick George C. Stagg?
the thought might have crossed my mind because I know that
But
you
he is
prefer
also
this.
Mr. Woodford.
When you have it blind, you do tend to pick Woodford, and I do love Woodford.
See, I figured he would do that, and that's why I countered that already by going with this.
And then he countered again and still went back to Woodford.
Exactly. I just stuck to my
It's
guns.
just that.
So we'll see.
All right, let's get into this. Dylan, you want to ring the bell?
Ding, ding.
Want to ring the bell? All right. Ding, ding.
All right, guys, we are back. We've one of us has poured this, the other has labeled it, so we don't know which one is which. We're not going to taste them. We're going to rank them, and we're going to guess. We're going to determine what the best heavyweight bourbon in the Bourbon Contender is for this round. Dylan's still smelling and tasting, but we've all tasted them. We've ranked them, we've analyzed them, we've guessed, and we're ready to get into this. Let's start with the nose. I'll kick it off if you guys want. Two of them were very similar. One of them stood out. So I think the red one had an extra element of fruit, sweetness coming through. I actually think it was a sweetness. I don't actually think it was a fruit, but it was fruity and sweet. The red and the yellow and the green were very similar in a lot of ways. Very rich, robust bourbon flavor. The green skewed a little more towards oak. The yellow skewed a little bit more towards sweet. All of them excellent. If I had to pick a favorite on the nose, I'd probably go with the yellow. I don't know. I like them all on the nose, but off the nose, I already had my guesses for what was what, and it didn't change when I went to the palate.
Nice.
Jules, what's your favorite on the nose? Analyze the nose, but
Favorite on the nose was green.
I see that. Close second.
And essentially, it's like swapping what you experienced between yellow and green.
Really?
Yeah, red stood out for me too. On the nose, because it was the one that was different. For me, what was standing out though wasn't necessarily like well, I guess it was similar. It's the fruit, but I was also getting more of a kind of like almost a citrusy kind of thing. Is all I could describe it. It was something that was kind of like, like when you get like the sourness kind of citrus like up your nose kind of experience. That's what I was getting with red, and that's why it stood out. But yeah, green ultimately my favorite ended up being one that felt more robust, compared to the yellow. So but again, splitting hairs. Yeah, on the nose.
Dylan,
I agree with.
You look really perplexed, man.
Yeah, I agree with Dutch that. I would say this yellow and the green, I think, were similar in terms of the aroma, except that the green had an extra level of, like, the grape skin, and it was brighter, slightly brighter than the kind of the richness of the yellow.
Yeah.
This one had just kind of a amalgamation of fruits and vanilla.
The red.
Yeah, and so, they're all pretty good. I was kind of the problem I had was trying to pick between
the red and the green.
red, yeah.
Sorry, the green and the yellow.
green
Yeah,
and the yellow.
same for me.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I picked yellow.
On the nose.
And the reason for that was because when I nosed it the first time, this one was the winner. But then, after a while, it just became really challenging. Saying, I'm going to go back to my first hunch, which is yellow.
And it is strange too, because I think without having the other two for context, I think I would really enjoy the nose of the red. But it's just in this context, it sticks out in kind of a weird way, I think. So, all right, guys, let's move on to palate, and we will rank them as we go. Okay. The palate really followed the nose for me. The red one was different. That maple peanut butter thing was coming through, and when I smelled maple, I knew exactly what it was. The yellow one was juicy, was jammy, was cooked fruits with brown sugar. It was really delectable. The green, similar on the palate to the yellow, but more oak, more spice. And ultimately, because of the oak and because of the spices, I picked the green. The green was my favorite. Second place was yellow. Third place was red.
Whoa.
Wow.
Okay, so fascinating is, in terms of order, I completely agree. Chose green as first, yellow as second, red as third.
Wow.
For me, though, the spice was more prevalent on the yellow.
Really?
Which is why I enjoyed the green more. So I wasn't getting, I felt green felt more balanced to me, and that's how it stood out. So
Green just screams more oak to me. I don't know why.
really,
Yeah. Dylan.
so I think we have a winner.
We have a winner, green,
So
obviously.
this is a tough one. So I felt like the green had the grape skin and the fruit juice, whereas the yellow had the raw sugar, like the raw.
Sweeter.
Like, I
overall.
mean, you could call it brown sugar, but I would say raw sugar. I think it's more consistent with that, kind of natural, unprocessed sugar. I was getting that, and then on top of that, the molasses, which is like the dark fruits and things like that as well. This one had, it was a good flavor, but I felt like...
Red.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of that grain, there's a little bit of that vanilla that was coming through. And so, I would say it was hard because I was trying to pick between like the fruit sugars and the sweetness versus like the raw sugar and the sweetness that came from that. Ultimately, I like more bold, robust flavors. Kind of knowing what I think all these are, I ended up picking the yellow. That's number one. Number two, I picked the green. And number three, I picked the red.
So we have a clear first place and a clear second place. Green, clearly the winner here. Yellow, the clear second place. Third place was the red.
Yeah.
Still really good whiskey.
Oh,
I would agree. It really stood out.
Should have picked the higher proof.
Yeah. All right. So let's venture our guesses now. If it wasn't painfully clear, let's just go red, yellow, green. The red to me was clearly the Jack Daniels. I tasted the maple. I smelled the maple.
Yeah.
I knew it. Pretty strong off the get-go, onto the nose. Now, as far as which one between the yellow and the green was which, I really struggled. I wasn't sure.
We swapped a lot.
I ended up going with the yellow being Elijah Craig and the green being the Woodford because of the oak and the spice. And I typically associate that spice with Woodford.
Yeah.
And I tend to just remember that B520 as being a sweeter version of the Elijah Craig. And I got more sweetness on the yellow personally. I know you guys had a different experience, so I'm interested to see what you guys guessed.
So red, I chose Jack Daniels.
Okay.
Yellow, Woodford. And then green, Elisha.
All right.
So
Same
Same as Jules?
me.
as Jules.
Oh, wow.
All right. So who gets the bragging rights here? This is going to be interesting.
Oh, man.
I mean, I already lost.
Well,
This
you
is
didn't
what it is.
lose.
we're all
It's
winners.
just-
We're drinking
yeah.
excellent whiskey
Yeah,
here,
that's
guys.
true.
Come on.
I shouldn't have.
So, by the way, this is the bourbon contender. Do we want to disqualify the Jack Daniels
I know,
from the get-go?
right?
Did Dylan just try to cheat as usual?
Okay, look. Go on Google. Oh no, Ask Jeeves. Go to Ask Jeeves. AskJeeves.com. Type in bourbon. Okay, spelled BOURBON, and go to the Wikipedia. And then look at the criteria for bourbon.
I'm ignoring him because I'm looking at the answers.
And then look at what Jack Daniels in the process looks like.
All right, guys. So, third place, which was red, was Jack Daniels. So, obviously, we all guessed that right. Mm-hmm. Now, the winner,
Yeah, it was
which
the winner,
was
'cause we
green.
swapped.
Green.
was...
I think this is Elijah.
Green was Woodford.
Wow.
Yellow was Elijah.
Wow.
I guessed them all right. And I brought the winner, guys.
Wow.
Wow.
Read and a weep.
Well done, Dutch. Well,
Well, at least
I know my Woodford.
Now we
Woodford.
have to
He
find
knows his
something
Woodford.
to
I don't remember anything.
attack the Woodford. I wonder.
That was awesome.
We may have to.
I think Dylan just had a stroke.
I don't know.
Well, anyway, guys, please drop
Whenever
some.
Dylan loses, man, it's hilarious.
He's like, I can't process this.
Says back up you.
But guys,
back up you.
please drop some comments because Dylan is struggling. He needs your help. You need to tell him what to pick for the next round to take on Woodford Batch Proof.
I need to go to like Pet Cemetery and resurrect somebody.
He's gonna come back with his own bottle of George T. Stagg the next round.
That was awesome. That was great.
Well, this was great, too, because all three of these
are
are
so good.
They're all excellent, and Woodford, the clear winner here, not really even very
Of course,
close.
the Woodford fanboy gets it.
Well done.
Exactly.
My kryptonite, or not mine, but
Of course, you picked it. Actually, no, you picked the Elijah Craig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's good.
All right, guys, this has been a lot of fun. Jules, take us out.
Tell us what you guys think in the comments below. Give us a thumbs up or thumbs down. Either way, just let us know. Subscribe for more videos from Curiosity Public. If you want to help us out, please consider joining Curiosity Private membership program here on YouTube. We are also on Patreon, and we are selling t-shirts. That one. And links will be in the description. We also have a podcast on the major podcast platforms out there. As always, stay safe, stay healthy.
Stay curious and drink Woodford.
Off.
Do me off.
Wait, what threw you off?
Elijah Craig.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, you know what though? Like,
You don't. This is spicier. This has got the Woodford spice through and through.
I was getting spicier on yellow, man.
I was just
That's
getting.
what
I was just
saying.
like enjoying the grape on this one.
This was a great batch, but I'm glad that we proved between these two that
Yeah.
this is the better one. They're neck and neck. I will admit. Any other day, I might have picked this one because they're very, very close.
Yes,
I
you
wanna
guys
tell-
know
wait, wait,
that
wait.
Dylan is like
Dylan-
insane.
But you know why? I'm gonna tell you why. Like behind the scenes, okay? This guy wanted the proof to be similar, okay?
No, we
And
all
so-
picked these
And
completely
so I
randomly.
had the Jack Daniels 131, right?
You can bring Coy Hill next
And then,
time, okay?
and then
You know what? If
now
you're so confident,
it's
bring
like
Coy Hill next
128. Wanted to bring it down a little bit to compete with all of this. Okay, no hold barred.
time. Yeah, bring Coy Hill next time. Let's see what happens.
You don't know where I'm going.
Dylan's toes are like,
Is that his side of
yeah,
it? I didn't see that move again.
Claws.
yeah.
Claws.
His cloven hooves.
Maybe.
Could it be Satan?
That's good.